What's up, guys? Today we are at the Woodcraft event in Chandler, Arizona, and we're going to go over 5 tips on how to set up your booth. So stick with us. Alright guys, so first off, I just want to let you know we are this close to 50,000 subscribers. We're going to have a little verbal contract here. If you watch more than 2 of our videos, do us a favor, hit that little subscribe button and the bell icon. We're putting out a ton of content and it's all to help you guys. Alright, so when you guys are setting up your booth, you're out at a live event, there's a lot of stuff that goes along with that. There's things you got to think about that probably, if it's your first, second, or third one, you're not going to realize till you get out there. That's what today's video is about. We're going to help you guys prepare. Spring is coming up. It's time for the fair season, so let's get into it.
All right, so number 5, I think one of the important things is get an idea of when you're setting up where you're going to be. Now, we spent a few hours yesterday and found out where we're going to be, where we're going to set up. So a big tip, and I learned this the hard way, if you're going to be set up somewhere, whether you're carving on site or not, or you're just selling stuff, try and get a lay of the land at least the day before. If you get there the day of, there's so much mayhem going on and everybody is running around and there's so much stuff going on. Even though it took a few hours, we got here yesterday, talked to the organizer, we talked to Dwayne, figured out where we're going to be, what we're going to be doing, and we really got a lay of the land so that when we got here this morning and it was dark, we knew exactly where we were going to be, and it just took so much stress out of the situation. So definitely, if you've got a chance, get there at the very latest a few hours before the thing is supposed to start. But if possible, get there the day before, get figured out where you're going to be, what you're going to do, and I'm telling you, it will cause your stress level to go way down. So,
all right, so tip number 4 is all about presentation, right? When it comes to sales and when it comes to being out in public and stuff, you really want to have a good presentation of what you're doing. Our presentation table with the giveaways and everything like that, we have our raffle prizes, we have a bunch of different samples of, you know, our products and stuff. You want to take up as much room as you can, but you also don't want it to look super cluttered. So one of us will be carving at the carving area, one of us will be behind talking to people at the presentation table. You want to make sure that your tools are easily accessible. You want to make sure that when people walk by, it doesn't just look like a mess, right? So be nice and organized, show off what you have, and do it in a way that attracts people's eyes.
Hey guys, all right, number 3, visibility. And what I mean by that is try and get an idea of what's around you, where you're going to be located. What you want to do is you want to be able to have something that's going to be seen from anybody approaching from any direction. Sometimes if you get locked in and you're just worried about people that are in front of your booth, you're missing a lot of stuff. So we have, in this location, we have people coming from like 4 different directions, and that's why we set it up the way we did. Anybody coming from any direction that they could come from, we want them to be able to see stuff. And so one of the ways that you want to do is set your stuff up, back away from your booth, enter your purview from wherever people are going to be entering from, and just, you know, keep an open mind. You'll see that we position our tables and our booth and our signs so that you can be seen from any direction. So, tip number 2, guys, when you're out at an event like this, one of the main things that I think about is I need something to draw people's attention. For us, we do a lot of carving on site. If at all possible, that's what you want to do. But let's say that you're not ready for that, or you don't want to do that. You want something to draw attention. So what I suggest, take a video of yourself carving in your shop where you're comfortable, set up a camera, your phone, whatever, get a video of yourself carving and your work, and then you can set this up on a table. Even if you're just selling signs, you're not making the signs right there on site. When Ryan and I were in North Carolina, we had an iPad set up showing our YouTube channel. But again, just film yourself, get some really good video, take your time doing it when you're nice and comfortable in your shop, and then you can set this up and you can have a video plan of you carving signs. That will draw the attention as well. That's not as good as carving on site, but that's another way to do it. So anything that you can do to draw attention. Another way, you can have popcorn. You can have a popcorn popper or something to draw attention. So you've got to be able to pull people in if you're just not running your route.
All right, guys, so the number one tip, this is key, is you've got to engage with the people around you. How many times have you guys gone to fairs or different events and you see people just kind of sitting in the back of their booth on their phone, not very approachable? So as people walk up, you can tell somebody that really wants to talk, so you can shut off your router if you're by yourself and you just start engaging with them. Hey, how you doing? You know, this is what we do. What kind of woodwork do you do? Now, if somebody has kind of funky body language, right? They're just standing there like this, almost like a disapproving father watching you carve a sign, right? One thing you can do is just say, hey, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And that kind of leaves the ball in their court. Like if they get more interested, and then they can ask questions. But you're opening yourself up for questions. If you're just sitting in the back of your booth, looking at your phone or reading a book, nobody's gonna come up and talk to you. That's just the way it goes. Sometimes lack of sales doesn't have to do with your product, it has to do with how you're selling your product or selling yourself. So when you're out and you're in public and you're doing an event or something, be approachable, be polite, and be engaged with what you're doing. Even if you're not carving on site, talk to people, smile, laugh, make jokes. Just be engaged and talk to them. You'll be amazed at the difference you'll see in your sales.
All right, guys, there's 5 tips for you for when you're out at events, whether you're carving on site or you're not carving on site, how you can actually sell your products. It's easier than you think. If you've got a good piece of work, if you do nice stuff, it will sell itself. So I hope those tips were helpful for you.
And again, guys, the number one thing is number one for a reason. You could have the best product, but if you're not approachable, if you're not talking to people, you're not going to sell anything. So engage with the people around you. That's number one.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, subscribe. If you have a comment, let us know what you think. If we missed something, put it in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, even beyond that, the 5 that we gave you, have fun. This is not supposed to be work. Have fun, engage with people, joke, just have a good time. If you're having a good time, they'll have a good time.
Absolutely.
We had a good time.
We did.
I had a
Did you have a good time?
I had a good time.
See,
There
we're
we
all
go.
having a good time.
Having a good time.
We love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.